So could you just tell us a little bit about the course, what you're offering? Because I truly feel that my work, and as I've learned about this material, has changed my approach to death and to life, truly. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing. And
thanks. So really what Raymond and I are going to be doing here is offering the first course on the shared death experience, specifically in an online format. There has been no other course to date on this. And I'm just so grateful that Raymond is willing to join me in offering this. And what we're going to focus on is the kind of these 6 key elements of the shared death experience. And 2 you just saw in that beautiful clip that we just played with, as we call it, Jeff Olson, Jeff O'Driscoll. One of the pieces is that change in the geometry of the room, where something happens where you feel like you're getting pulled into a different dimension. And while Jeff O'Driscoll didn't talk about that specifically, it's there. The other thing that we want to go into, one of the other elements, is seeing spirit beings. What Jeff O'Driscoll is seeing there in Tamra is a person who is no longer in the human realm. And the shared death experience has a variety of fascinating spirit beings that show up: spirit guides, angels, deceased loved ones, a welcoming party. All of this is a very unique and profound part of the shared death experience. We'll go into that. We'll also go into the out-of-body experiences and visionary realms. We'll go into seeing the spirit leave the body. You know, everyone's kind of asked, like, well, if the spirit leaves the body, can you ever see it? We now have video cases with shared death experiencers stating what they saw at the moment of death. They'll say, I saw a mist, a smoke, or a translucent something or other rising out of the crown and going to the top of the room, and then having a communication with us. Oh my gosh, it is spectacular. So there are other features as well that we're going to go into: life reviews that the experiencers say they share with the dying. Spectacular to be with your someone dying and then see their life reviewed to you and them, and learn so much about your departing loved one. So these are some of the features we're going to go to. And I'm so excited that we're going to be able to show videos as well from our research, the Share Crossing Research Initiative, so people can see and hear these stories from actual experiencers.
And one of the things that I love about the work that you are doing, William, is that you're a trained therapist, so that you offering kind of guided meditations and opportunities for people to really grok this material very, like, I'm a kinesthetic person, I have to feel it, right? And so the material is very kinesthetic. You get experiences for people. So I also really respect and honor that. And of course, Raymond Moody brings 50 years. I mean, he is the person who blazed the trail for all of us. So it's an incredible, I just think it's an incredible opportunity, and I'm really proud to be part of it. And we have about 1 more minute before we start the Q&A session. I really want to make sure that we give our audience plenty of time for the questions and answers. So please indulge me here for a moment as I share one thing about the SDE for me. Some of you may know that my mother has been dying this last year, and she's had a bit of a rebound, which kind of miraculously. But for me, learning this material, there was one point when she was close to the threshold where she started talking about my father being in the hallway. And, you know, I think about 10 years ago, before I started this research, I probably, and say something like, oh, it's probably the meds, you know, I mean, she's, you know, I may have discounted it. And now there is no discount. There's no question. Oh yeah, Mama, he is in the hallway, right? And we could have a conversation, and the kind of comfort I was able to give her through all the work and with the near-death experience and final words. So it just such a door opens